Okay, on to the polar opposite. Right next to the church, we have the mine. Now, again, there isn't so much detail about this in the original video because I forgot to do a screen capture of what it looked like originally. So you'll see it out the corner of your eye when you have a look at the sweeping shots over the whole village. There are so many details that I've put in this village that you won't have seen covered more in that video. I think that video does quite well showing the overview and a quick, brief summary of changes. But being able to talk through the changes, I quite enjoy this. I have spent over 24 hours on this village, and being able to tell people about it and how I've done things is a lot of fun. Now, I do know this will probably generate more comments, which would be fantastic, because other people might have ideas of how they would have changed things. I would like to know what your favourite building is, or how you would have done things differently, because I'm always looking for then improving my skills. This is the best village I have renovated out of the 4 that I have done so far. Each village I renovate, I get a bit better. So if you've got some things that I can learn from, please tell me about them. I would love to know. So without further ado, let's have a look at this mine. I've changed this to be very much more modern and industrial. So the original items that were here at the mine were this hole with a chain. Actually, no, the chain wasn't there. It was just 4 posts around the hole. This, kind of exactly as it was, just with a less technical roof and some fences. There was also then a wall about here with then the mine colony's mine station. So now I've made this into a much more modern one. Now, if you know your machinery, you'll know that a bunch of this is bollocks and will not work. This, again, was for the facade. I wanted it to look like the mine. I wanted it to look like a working mine, but I also didn't want it to completely work because I have then done changes into the mine, and I don't know how all these pieces of machinery work. So feel free to roast me for that. I've got these big digital miners here. I've got this creative block, which is an energy cell, which will give more energy than you could ever probably use. I've put these infusers down mainly because they look like cooling units that you put near your CPU, and it looked pretty cool with the vault. So these will mine things underneath them, and then we've got the pipe for the items, which goes to a omnidirectional hopper that should then put them onto these conveyor belts. I was going to call them treadmills, and then push all the items into this vault. One of these computers here, I believe it's this one at the bottom for the storage controller, actually gets the item vault to work. I've just added the other pieces around it because that looks more like a server than a computer. And then we've added the computer there with the refinery controller. So everything looks like it would work here. Then going under here, we've got these nice light grey hazard blocks. I did want to put them completely around the area, but I can only have them go in one direction, as you can see here. I wanted to have them go horizontal, just vertical, but I wasn't able to change that. Now coming up here is a building I both love and hate, or at least like and hate. So I tried to make this look like one of those temporary cabins that you'd see. The control tower looks kind of like a shipping container. That's why the walls are so thin. That's also because I needed the space on the inside. So the inside has this 4 blocks. If I made it any larger to actually give it the 1 block proper wall on the outside, this would be absolutely massive. Or it would be a very, very small interior. So I like how it looks on the inside. I like the functionality of it. I did want to put doors down, but I couldn't find any doors that worked with this space, so I've just left it open. The only doors that probably would work here are the garage doors. I'm not a huge fan of those, but, you know, needs must. So here we've got a computer and another security desk, computer looking thing. I've then tried to make it look like a giant bunch of servers behind, but then a screen saying what's going on. So I like the facade of this, and you've got the satellite dishes. I'm still not a huge fan of doing walls with trapdoors, but it does do the trick, and it does add to the area. It was quite bare before I added that in. Now going down into the mine, there isn't much. This is very much, again, a facade. This level has got some warning lights in, we've got some equipment for miners to grab, and you go down the stairs. These ones are very, very quick if you're looking in the right way. If you're not, it's about standard. Look where you're going and you shoot up and down it. On this level, as you can see from the mining, there isn't much of a mine. Not that would make sense for the amount of mine equipment. Again, this is just a facade, so we've got these support beams, and because I'm doing this industrially, there are these steel poles. Then I've tried to make it look like there's actually ore loads that I'm mining at the ends. I haven't done any more lower levels, there hasn't really been a need to. I only worked on this lower area for the mine because I'm getting it to connect up to the crater. As you can see here, it then comes straight into the crater build. So, yeah, the bottom area, it does its purpose. It's not overtly stylized, and it's not as big as it really should be, but it does the trick. So that's the mine.